Hey you guys, welcome to the video. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. I'm excited because today I am sharing the last and final closet makeover in my closet diary series here on my YouTube channel. If you have been with me for a little bit, you know that I have been making my way around my house and making over my closets one by one to be more functional, more organized, and more aesthetically appealing. So I have now made over, I think, 6 closets, this being my 6th one. For almost all of my closets, I have utilized IKEA's Boaxel closet system. This previously was called the Elgot system, which some of the closets that I did in the beginning, I used the Elgot system, but I just wanted to clarify that the Elgot system and the Boaxel system are literally the same thing. IKEA just updated the Elgot system to the Boaxel. It actually addressed some of the flaws that I found with the Elgot system. I like to recommend this system to anyone who really wants to take full advantage of the space they have and really customize it to their needs and the stuff that they want to keep in there. It is super budget friendly in my opinion. My laundry room closet ended up costing, I think, under $250. You can do it in literally a day. Also, I am not sponsored by IKEA. I am not affiliated with IKEA in any way. I wish I was though. This closet system is very DIYer friendly, but you will need to be ready to be patient and utilize your problem solving skills. I almost every time I've ran into some sort of hiccup or bump in the road, but I would definitely say the process of installing this closet system is like, if you're a beginner DIYer, you can handle this. All right, I think I've covered it all. Enough of this intro. Let's get into the content. So here is my laundry room storage closet DIY makeover. Here's a look at my laundry room / mudroom closet. There was some basic wire shelving in there at the top and at the bottom, but as you can see, it is overall very disheveled. The main thing that we store in here are our shoes, so that is something I definitely wanted to focus on to make sure I had enough storage for all that. Otherwise, this closet was pretty useless. I'm already overwhelmed. So obviously, first things first, I am emptying out the closet completely. I did realize how many shoes I have and that I needed to do a declutter of my shoes before I put everything back in the new closet. But otherwise, I have just some like random odds and ends in here. My reusable shopping bags, my mop, my Swiffer. And here is what the closet looks like, all emptied out. Now it is time to remove the wire shelving, so I'm just using my drill to unscrew all the screws. Some of them had some weird wall anchors that I'd never seen before, so I'm using my tiny little crowbar to pry them out of the drywall. These wood pieces were obviously here for some sort of built-in shelf that the previous owners used, but they were serving no purpose now, so I am taking those out as well. And as you can see, there is some sort of access panel back here, which I'm assuming is for electrical, so I wanted to make sure I left that alone in case it is ever needed again. I initially went into this thinking I wasn't going to paint in here, but after I removed all the screws and anchors, I realized there's gonna be more drywall damage than I expected, and I did end up painting. After I got all the screws and anchors and everything out of the wall, I'm just going in with some spackle and doing my best to fill the holes and smooth out the surface. I was definitely not going for perfection. I was going for passable, since this is gonna be all covered up for the most part. And then the next day, after all my spackle had dried, I went in with my palm sander and just sanded down all of the spackle to smooth the surface. You can definitely do this by hand, but I find that the palm sander just makes the process go so much quicker. Here is another look at the closet after I sanded and spackled. The baseboard at the back of the wall wasn't even attached, so I was able to just pull that right out. Then I'm just using my small vacuum to vacuum up some of the dust and debris before I paint. I didn't film it, but I did use a Swiffer cloth on my walls before I painted as well, just to get that initial layer of dust off. And I am using leftover paint that I already have, so I am not buying anything new. This color is called Eider White from Sherwin-Williams, I think. It's just a pretty basic light grayish white color. All right, and next day after my paint dried, I am starting on the closet install. So I'm using the Boaxel system from IKEA. All of the other closets in my house that I've redone are utilizing the same system. I feel like I'm pretty much an expert at installing it at this point. I wanted to take a second to show you guys the Boaxel planner on the IKEA website. I got a lot of questions on my past closet videos about how I knew what to buy, how I planned everything out. I'll link it in the description box, but it's super easy. You put in the dimensions of your space. After I measured the dimensions of my closet, I entered them right into here, and then basically it's drag and drop, so you can move things around to suit your needs. And then over here on the right, it shows all the different options you can pick. So like I said, you just drag and drop. So when you put in your upright brackets, they're gonna snap and highlight to where they need to be to properly fit to the dimensions that are available for the shelving and whatnot. When it highlights blue, that means it is an acceptable length. I think there is 3 different sizes. The one that I am using here is the middle size. So that is how you are going to configure your closet. And then after you have everything picked out how you want it, it's going to give you a price, and you're going to hit next, and it's going to show you everything you need to buy, and you can add it to your shopping bag for when you go into the store or order it online, whatever you'd like. I know this looks intimidating that you have to buy all these different parts and pieces, but I love the customization of it, and it just looks more overwhelming than it actually is. So I just wanted to share this quick little process so you get an understanding of how I plan out my closet beforehand. So the entire system is kind of built off of these horizontal brackets that you align at the top of your space to make sure everything lays out level and straight. So I'm using wall anchors, and my favorite ones are the self-drilling ones, so you don't have to keep switching your drill bit back and forth. They just drill in easy with a Phillips head. So I make sure I use a heavy-duty drywall anchor for every single hole that I am drilling that does not end up in a stud. And for these horizontal brackets, there is a right side up, so that's just something to pay attention to if you are going to install this. The fatter side goes on the bottom because that is where the next bars will attach to. I ended up getting 3 of the smaller size horizontal bars because the larger single bars were out of stock. So slight inconvenience, but not the end of the world. I'm just using my level and obviously making sure they all line up properly. And as you can see here, this is how the vertical brackets attach onto the horizontal bars. So I will just put some brackets and a shelf at the bottom of the bars, and then brackets and a shelf at the top. So then I will know exactly the distance that these need to be screwed in at, since I have had problems in the past of not getting that measurement correctly. So now that these are set up, I can just go in with my pencil and level and make all the little holes in here, so I know exactly where to drill, and I know that everything is gonna fit in here with no issues. So after I know that the vertical upright bars are exactly where they need to be, I go in with my pencil and just make my marks. I did know I was gonna hit studs in this far right corner, so I didn't need to use any drywall screws. All right, I've got 2 of the upright bars installed, screwed in. I did just make sure everything fit. Again, I am like really paranoid about things not fitting since I've had that happen, so I would rather just be extra safe along the way. So now I'm about to screw in these 2. I have a shelf fitted at the bottom, and once again, a shelf fitted at the top. So the distance is going to be perfect. So I basically just follow the same process all the way along each upright bar. Always double check and make sure they're in the right place. So once again, I have one at the top and one at the bottom to make sure my spacing is right. And I will go ahead and once again make my pencil marks. I also use screws that I already had around my house. I really didn't want to go spend money on anything new. They're black, which is kind of unfortunate because I feel like they really stick out, but oh well, it is what it is. Okay, they're all in. They're all installed. Hard part's over, so I am very happy about that. Now it's time to put all the shelves and drawers and configure everything in here, and I'm actually gonna go print off my configuration that I made on the planner on the IKEA website, just so I can remember how I had envisioned everything. Otherwise, my laundry room, is a complete disaster. So much crap. All right, friends, I'm working on putting in all the shelves and drawers and all that jazz, and I just wanted to make a comment. So these shelves in particular are, I think, labeled as shoe shelves. They're specifically for shoes. They're really not different from the regular shelves that are just flat white, except they have these like little ridges on them, but they are made of a lighter all metal material. And I had 3 of these with the intentions of obviously using them for shoes. 2 of the 3 shelves that I got were not fitting properly in the brackets. I don't know if they were defective or these are just like way more finicky, but the metal is so light, it kind of warps. Like you can see this. That probably has something to do with why it doesn't fit properly. My advice is to skip these shoe shelves and just use the regular standard shelves instead. I think they're the exact same price of $8, and I will not be attempting to use these again. I already went back to my IKEA and returned the ones that I didn't use and just swapped them out for the regular shelves. So just wanted to share my experience with that. Yeah, these are so much less fussy. Just stick with these. And I will say, sometimes the way you end up finding what works for your configuration isn't always gonna match up to what you set up in the planner tool. I always tend to overestimate how many shelves I need. So I think I ended up returning 2 shelves, but I think that's just part of the process. You gotta kind of play with it to figure out what works best for your situation. I am going to go through all of the junk that I pulled out of this closet initially. So all of my shoes. I didn't even realize my favorite wedges that have been with me for like 10 years are all busted. I was so sad to let those go. So when I was initially planning out my closet, I knew I was going to use a couple of these drawers to store some of my shoes. So I've got a drawer for sandals, and I put my sneakers in another one. And basically everything else that I'm storing in this closet is just some household essentials that needed a home. So I'm using one of the drawers for clean rags, towels, and my mop heads. And then I used another one for all my reusable shopping bags. Here I have this little storage gadget, also from IKEA, called the Verriera, which is a plastic bag storage holder. Here is my let go of basket, so shoes and bags that were too gross and needed to be trashed. Anything that was in good shape I put in my donate box. And here is how my closet turned out all finished. I have a place for everything and even extra space if I find more things I want to store in here. This large bin that I'm putting on the floor under the drawers is our recycling bin, and my cat's carriers are up on the top shelves. And I left out a middle shelf because you can't fully access those shelves from the front, so it just made more sense. I do need to go in with some screws and fully attach this plastic bag holder to the wall. This was the first thing I wanted to tackle in my laundry room slash mudroom. Now in the next couple of months, I'm going to get to working on redoing this entire space. I'm going to be pulling out some of the cabinets, painting the walls. I want to do a built-in bench in this little nook here. I'm going to do something with the floors. I'm not sure yet. I'm still in the planning stages, but I am very excited to give this room a full makeover. So that will be coming in the next couple of months. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to my niece Ramona, because I know she loves to watch my videos. And her mama just finished installing a Boaxel closet in her bedroom, and it turned out super awesome. If you are still watching, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I hope I was able to help motivate, inspire, give some useful information. So if I did any of that for you, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed for more DIY and home decor related content. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!